Today I'm getting my Airbnb ready for my guests tomorrow. I do this every week. We have guests that stay in the lower level of our house. I get it prepared every week to have these guests come and stay from all over the place. So I thought I would just bring my camera and let you see what I do to get it ready. Fully stocked with coffees. I leave some disposable cups, little thing, all kinds of different sugars. I try to leave some biscotti as well. And then I also have some teas here for everyone and some different, continue with different sugars. But I try to give an assortment. I think I'm out of sleepy time tea, so I got to replace that one. Over time, I like to upgrade different things. My next upgrade is to upgrade my tea kettle to something just a little bit more fancy. I get a lot of feedback that my place is very clean. I get reviews like that because I literally clean every surface that I clean it regardless of whether or not it's messy. I just do. It's just, you just never. Now this is my living room down here. And the dining area. That couch right there pulls out to be a full-size bed, so the table can easily be moved. So the protocol I use for cleaning the living room, I first start with lint rolling. Lint roller is your friend. As an Airbnb, you do not want hair on any surface. No surface. If I were staying at an Airbnb, I would not want to find hair. When I clean, I try to pull my hair back as much as possible. Sometimes I put it up, most of the time I put it up in a ponytail. This is your friend. I can always vacuum as well. Sometimes I find crumbs that would be better, it'd be better suited to clean it with a vacuum, so I'll do that too sometimes. I do wash my covers to my throw pillows about once every 2 weeks. Blankets as well, I wash them about once every 2 weeks. So this week I am due to clean this, so I will be doing that. Again, if I were staying at an Airbnb, I would want things washed. I would expect to have clean pillows, even if they're throw pillows. So that's why I provide that in my house. So funny, I typically find crumbs on that end of the couch. I don't know why, so I'll have to run the vacuum over that end. Again, I clean every surface, no matter if I see any dirt or grime. When I designed this vacation rental, I took into consideration how I wanted the feel and the look to be throughout the whole thing. And many times I would refinish certain surfaces. I found this table at the Goodwill. It was exactly the size I wanted. I was able to do the finish in a color that I just loved, and I am just in love with this finish. This is I believe it was a Sherwin-Williams paint, and I'll link it below. I am in love with that type of paint for painting on wood. I added the dining room light. It's a wicker light. And then I added this feature wall with the greens and that neon to our feature wall. So it makes a sort of cozy little nook for eating and taking some selfies. I want to share with you my fireplace. My fireplace TV area here, I designed myself. I built it. My husband did a little bit with the electricity. I'm just really happy with how it turned out. Of course, I like to add a little artistic flair. So I had put all of these pieces of wood. They are stained and sanded. And I just love the way it turned out in this herringbone look. And it's not too overpowering because the TV is up there. And then I have this wood paneling with a whitewash finish for the bottom portion with an electric fireplace. So it's just a really nice statement piece for the room. So here I'm doing some ironing for the Airbnb. I iron my pillowcases and my kitchen towels just so that they look really pristine and nice. It's important to have that first impression image when they come in, that everything is pristine and clean and everything is thoroughly washed every week and the pillowcases are pressed. The pros and cons of having an Airbnb connected to your house. It's great that we have this and we can make some extra money. The first year I did this, when we opened, I made just under gross income, $24,000. So that was pretty good. And not sure what this year is turning out to be yet. I haven't looked at the stats. I'm sure it'll be fine. We don't have as many weekday bookings as we used to have in that first year. We mostly have weekends, which I am fine with because then we get a reprieve from people living downstairs and I have time to clean and I don't have to rush, you know. I do require 24 hours between each booking to give me that time to clean because I may have other things that pop up. I may have to show a house as a real estate agent. I may have appointments in other ways to do with Violet or family. It was really nice to be able to be flexible to close it temporarily last year because our father-in-law was ill and needed a place where people could watch over him. We did that, took him in, and then he moved out into an assisted living when the time came, when it got too much for us to be able to handle with work and everything, and his dementia. So, yeah. It's just really nice to have that flexibility. Originally, we bought this house with the thoughts that my daughter would live downstairs with her kids. That quickly did not happen once we bought the house. I had to brainstorm what to do with this big house, this basement that's finished, and I had a plan and it wasn't going to work out. And as a real estate agent, I came across, you know, vacation rental things. So I started researching our city and what the rules were, what kind of licenses there were. Overall, it's worked out really well having it down here. So I bet you're wondering, like, how do I handle having people below us in our basically our basement, but it's a very nice basement. It's the lower level of our house. We have rules for our Airbnb, and we have quiet hours from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. We have a 4.5-year-old, so you know, it used to be tougher to keep her quiet to a level that was okay with having people below us. Now she's 4.5 and she understands that we have guests that are here. And so she will listen when we ask her to be a little bit more quiet in the mornings, to not run around the house. Some people come back, I understand. They come back from being out all day and they're having fun and maybe they're having some drinks and they're a little loud sometimes. And you can tell there's no insulation between the floors, of course, so it's easy to hear, but we have a lot of people that are very respectful and you can't even hear a peep down here. You can't hear them. They're like mice. It's not required, but it's nice. I don't know, if they're whispering or what, but I would hope not. We just talk quietly upstairs during those quiet hours to be respectful of them as well. And also in the morning when we get up, because we are early risers and we have a dog that needs to go out in the morning. So we just try to be respectful that people are down there sleeping. And we hope that people will respect the same way in the evening when we go to bed. And we have a four-year-old that is going to bed at 8 o'clock, that people will understand. Overall, we don't typically have any problems, and we've never had any problems really that we'd have to ask someone to be quiet. We pretty much just typically endure it, and if it gets to be loud to the point, that I need to say something, we will typically say it in our review. Because the rules are posted, in my opinion, I shouldn't have to tell them and remind them while they're here that they're being too loud, unless it's to a point that it's unacceptable, but we haven't had that. All right, all done. I used to give access to our utility room, which is our laundry room as well, to our guests. I since changed my mind in this last year, and I keep the door closed and locked and do not provide that. And the reason is we had some guests that pressed some buttons, did some things to our washing machine, and almost broke it. We had to reevaluate whether or not we wanted to give access to our laundry room. And I chose to not give it. I just can't risk our machines being broke. The guests that used it didn't tell us right away. They tried to Google trying to fix it themselves, and when they came up against a wall, they then decided to talk to us about it, and I was pretty upset that they did that and didn't contact us right away. So that is one of the biggest reasons why I decided to not allow it. Now, when it comes to my washing of the sheets, the pillowcases, the throw covers, anything that I wash for the Airbnb, I wash them with this. This is from Root and Splendor. It has an essential oil base to it. This one, I love the smell of this one. It's got patchouli, lemongrass, lavender, and basil, and I just love it. And it's plant-based. It's plant-based. And it's eco-friendly and cruelty-free and no dyes, which I love that part. No dyes or synthetic fragrances, which I also hate. And it's women-owned. It's a women-owned business. So I just love all of that. It's got a toxin-free formula. And I have been complimented on the smell of our sheets, of my own clothes, and I just love it. I just ordered a new one this morning. I ordered the same fragrance one. It's just, I love the smell. Could smell it all day.